Hey everybody, Mr. Jordan here with the Liberty Location Success After 6 virtual reading program. So a couple weeks ago we got started with the first book in our Hank the Cowdog series. This is our second book, The Further Adventures of Hank the Cowdog. So let's get started. We're going to read it a chapter at a time. If you need help, rewind, maybe ask an adult around you, but get comfy, and I hope you enjoy this book. Chapter 1, The Silver Peril. It's me again, Hank the Cowdog. As I recall, it was the 14th of May when the silver monster bird swooped down on the ranch and threatened us with death and destruction. Or was it May 15th? Actually, it could have been the 16th. Anyway, silver monster birds are huge creatures with a body that's long and skinny, resembles the body of a snake, which makes me think they might be a crossbreed between a bird and a reptile. The head sort of confirms that because it has a sharp nose and two wicked eyes. In other words, it ain't your usual bird head. Oh yes, did I mention that they don't have a beak? No beak whatsoever. That's pretty important. It ain't natural. Show me a bird without a beak, and I've got some questions to ask him. Another thing about the silver monster birds is that they have shiny feathers. Not your usual dull brown or glossy black, but bright, shiny, silvery feathers, and a lot of the monster birds will have a white marking on the side, which resembles a star. They have big, drooping wings with several things growing out of the underside. I call them things because I don't have a technical term for them yet. Whatever they are, starlings, blackbirds, and sparrows don't have them. They might be poison stingers, I don't know. These silver monster birds don't flap their wings. They glide like a buzzard or a hawk. And did I mention that they roar? Oh yes, sir, they roar, and I mean loud. Your ordinary bird doesn't do that. He might cheep or squawk or sing a little tune, but you very rarely find one that roars. It's the roar that makes the silver monster birds a little scary. It takes a special kind of dog to stand up to that roar, hold his ground, and keep on barking. I suspect that even some cow dogs would run from that terrible sound, but on this ranch, we don't run from danger. We run to it. Anyway, one day last week, I caught a silver monster bird trying to slip onto the ranch. He should have known he couldn't have gotten away with it. I mean, that roar is a dead giveaway. My ears are very sensitive to certain sounds, and there aren't too many roars that get past me. Drover and I had put in a long night patrolling headquarters, fairly routine. About the only excitement came a little after midnight when Drover got into a scuffle with a cricket. I told him to save his energy. I mean, crickets cause a certain amount of damage around the place, but they're not exactly what you'd call a major threat. I figure Pete can handle the cricket department and we'll take care of the more dangerous assignments. Of course, the problem with that is that Pete won't do it. Too lazy. He's a typical cat, but I don't want to get started on cats. Anyway, Drover and I came in from night patrol and bedded down under the gas tanks. I scratched around on my gunny sack and got it fluffed up just right and had curled up for a long nap when all at once I heard it. My right ear went up. My ears are highly trained. Don't you see? And they sort of have a mind of their own. I can be dead asleep, lost in beautiful dreams, but those ears, they never sleep. They never go off duty. This is fairly typical of your blue ribbon, top-of-the-line cow dogs. I suppose I was dreaming about Beulah again. Darn woman is hard to get off my mind. I often don't let women dogs distract me during working hours, but sometimes I lose control when I'm asleep. I mean, how can a guy keep an iron grip on himself only so long? Every once in a while, he kind of goes to seed. Well, I heard the roar. My ear went up. My left ear went up. I glanced around. Beulah? My sawed-off, short-haired, stub-tailed assistant lifted his head and stared at me. I'm not Beulah. I'm Drover. I studied him for a second, and my head began to clear. I know who you are. How come you called me Beulah? I didn't. I'm almost sure you did. Drover, almost sure might be close enough for some lines of work, but in the security business, you have to be positive. You need to work on that. Okay, Hank. Now what's the noise? Drover looked up in the trees and rolled his eyes. I don't hear any, and right then he heard the roar. What is it, Hank? I don't know, but we're fixing to find out. I've got a hunch that it's a silver monster bird. We are in the middle of chapter 1. We're going to finish it in our next session. I'll see you there, guys.